Okay, good morning. Nice to have a little audience in here. I appreciate your being here and hope you enjoy the presentations today. Okay, we are set. We're live. Well, good morning, everybody. I hope you had a good Labor Day weekend. I'd like to begin by recognizing Brody Snell, wherever you are, Brody. Stand up. Let's congratulate him. He just received his Eagle Scout, or he received it earlier in the year. Congratulations, Brody. So I've written a number of notes over the weekend related to school, and one of the recurring themes in those notes is that it feels as if there's more normalcy, in that more of us are here on a regular basis. Events are beginning to happen. We'll see a scene from the play Frankenstein at the end of Assembly this morning, and that play will be on stage this Thursday through Sunday. You'll hear details about that later. We'll play our first football game this weekend here in the new stadium. We'll be a little reduced in terms of fan attendance, which we just wish it weren't so, but that's just the way things are right now. And on that note, incidentally, you'll hear from two of our mothers this morning who are chairs of the spaghetti supper, and I remarked last week at the mothers' luncheons that it was really inspirational, and I mean that truly, to see how a lot of the mothers in our Mothers Club just said to themselves, with all of the restrictions and changes in the pandemic, we just have to have a really good attitude, and we have to figure out how to do things differently. And that is the way to live. And I think to respond to what we're all facing. So now that I've said that things are more normal, I think it's equally important, if not more so, to emphasize that the mitigations that we are trying to execute, meaning wearing masks, keeping at a distance, making good decisions in and out of school, all stay solidly in place, because those mitigations will keep us in school. And I think it's important for me to emphasize that and re-emphasize that time and again. So please help with that. You've been doing a great job, but we need to continue to do so. In particular, though, with the mitigations, I wanted to talk about times like lunch and break and just traffic in the hallways. As we get more and more people on the campus, just be more and more conscious of how important it is to think about those types of mitigations like mask and distance. I also wanted to mention to you two of our faculty members, Dr. Creamer and Mr. Quinn. Both of them haven't been on campus, and they haven't been here because their wives are struggling with some really serious illness. And if any of you know Dr. Creamer or Mr. Quinn well, I think it would be a really good thing to write them a note and just to say you're thinking of them and their families. I think it would mean a lot to them. You can simply do that on email, and it would be appreciated. Lastly, in terms of these introductory remarks, I wanted to highlight for you that I got to spend some time at the end of last week in the Wellness Center, and it is going to be a remarkable building for the school. To remind everyone, it basically has four big sections to it. It has a 2-story fitness center, which is about 7 times larger than the current weight room at school. It has a big events center where we will have assemblies and also play our major basketball games. It has a field house with 3 basketball courts, and also the floor is striped for volleyball, and there'll be a rock climbing area on one of the walls. And then there is an indoor 40-yard field, which is meant to be multi-purpose, meaning that you can practice a lot of different sports and events in there. Below the main floor is a big wrestling area, locker rooms, a training room and a number of meeting areas, and as well as squash courts and a golf center. Everything is still on target to finish that building in mid to late December, and we hope to be in there in early January. So more to talk about with that, and lastly I wanted to talk about Long Mountain, where we did do some construction, and a number of you went up there this weekend, and it's great to have people taking advantage of that piece of MBA's property. Last week I talked to Mr. Swett about his interest in making some comments at today's assembly. He is a graduate of MBA and teaching math here, and someone I'm personally very fond of and grateful for his thoughtfulness in speaking today. So please join me in welcoming Mr. Michael Swett.
Good morning. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Spoken by Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr., August 28, 1963. 3 weeks ago, on August 22nd, 2020, a situation unfolded before my very eyes. In case you're not aware, my name is Michael Swett, and I'm a proud multiracial man. More importantly, I'm a human being. My humanity is much more important to me than the color of my own skin. Racial profiling occurred while helping out at my family business, my father's business. This particular white individual said, and I quote to my cousin Christian, who's a lady, "I hope the cops come here and shoot you." As I walked through the door, what would have happened if I weren't there? How worse would it have gotten if I weren't there to diffuse the situation? This person turned their attention away from my cousin, decided to talk to me instead because I appeared more reasonable. I didn't understand at first what this person meant by the word appeared, or how this person made me feel about the word appeared. Then this individual continued by saying, because of your light eyes, my hazel eyes, politeness, articulate tone, my attire, and most importantly, my lighter skin tone, that there was more comfort with me than my cousin, who was darker than me, but we share the same blood. I never felt so disrespected, not only for myself, but my cousin and my entire family, who share my skin tone and darker than mine. Because my cousin is darker than I am, I now have a greater fear that she would be targeted just because of her blackness. Because of this new information, I fear for all my family and the rest of the people who share the same skin tone as I do. I fear for myself that one day I will be looked upon as a basic black man who is up to no good. Those thoughts circulate in my mind from that day of August 22nd, and it haunts me. Where comes prejudice, comes racism. Where comes racism, comes hate crime. And prejudice is one thing that we need to eradicate. And one good thing that I can share to you about is one of my prejudices, one of my only prejudices now, but it's gone now because I gave this man, David, my one good friend that's a gay man in college, my freshman year in college, right after graduating from MBA, and I was afraid of gay men because of the inappropriateness that they may come towards me. The thing about David is that I told him about my prejudice. I had that uncomfortable conversation, and I explained to him about why I felt the way I felt towards him. But it wasn't him personally, it was just overall gay men. He explained to me, and he said that he was so proud of me for speaking up because most people don't give him the chance to speak. 14 years ago when I met him, I'm still in contact with him to this day. He's still my friend, he's still one of my good friends. As a matter of fact, I went to upstate, up north, and I wanted to go visit him. But he wasn't in town, he was in Virginia, but he's still my friend. And my thought process, my prejudice of gay men, gay people in general, is gone because I've had that uncomfortable conversation. That's one thing we need to do more often and that we don't do is having those uncomfortable conversations. For my black men, Hispanic, Asian, and all minority students here, please remain calm if this type of behavior comes out of others. There were many ways this situation could have unfolded, could have played out, but it diffused on its own because I remained calm. Keep loving who you are. Never change a thing about you. You are just perfect the way you are. Remember that. For the white students here, keep showing the love for everyone. Keep influencing others to be great, and always encourage others to fight for the equality. I believe you all are great gentlemen, every single one of you, regardless of race, regardless of color. We need to start here, right now, to make this community, this city, a better place for all people. Then eventually we can continue to help to make the world a safer environment for everyone, one step at a time. So in closing, I encourage each and every one of you to continue being gentlemen. You all are gentlemen, scholars, and athletes. But most importantly, you're a gentleman because the values of a gentleman can be easily forgotten in times like these. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Michael. I appreciate you, and I appreciate your willingness to be open and honest with people this morning. And as you said to me after Assembly a couple weeks ago, when I was talking about this issue, these thoughts were on your mind, and I think it is good for you to make that known and to clarify with all of us how you feel, and I appreciate what you said very much. Another speaker today, and this is also to remind you all that it's great to have internal speakers like Mr. Swett and others, but we typically have the President of the Honor Council make some comments at the beginning of the school year, and now E-Man Barrett's going to come up and make those comments. Please join me in welcoming E-Man.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Emmanuel Barrett, and I'm the President of the Honor Council this year. And I just wanted to remind you all briefly some things that you heard during registration. First, as a student at MBA, you're required to follow the honor code and keep honor at the forefront of your mind. I know that in these unprecedented times, it may be easier to cheat and take the easier way out. But remind yourselves that you're still a student at MBA, whether you're at home studying or in school. I know that there's a lot of at-home stress, and it's just everyone is navigating a pandemic right now, but your teachers are also here to help you out. So always feel free to reach out to them. They'd much rather receive a note or an email, text message, or whatever way you can reach out to your teacher, just like, hey, I've had a lot of work, there's some stress I'm going through right now. I'm not sure I'll be able to turn this assignment on time. Just let them know. And I'm sure they'd much rather receive that than have to look through your work and see that you plagiarized on a homework or copied and cheated, stuff like that. And so what I really want to highlight today is the importance of communication. Communication is crucial during this time with your teachers and communicating with your friends to let them know. It's like, hey, it's an important thing that we do our work with integrity and with honor. Because that's what, as Coach Swett and Mr. Joy were saying, about being a gentleman, and honor is crucial to being a gentleman. So I just want to share that with you today and remind you about what it means to be a gentleman. Let's have a great year.
Thank you, E-Man. I've been really pleased to get to know you this year in English class, and you practice what you preach. He was at my office right after 7 this morning to talk about the theme this week, and being that kind of prepared and willing to work hard and come early and to work with others will make a difference, and I think will help you make much better decisions, as you were indicating. So thanks. Earlier I'd mentioned that our Mothers Club provided some inspiration last week, and our 2 spaghetti supper chairs are Miss Mary Sensing and Miss Kara Cruz. Please join me as they come up to make some comments about this year's homecoming.
Hello, everybody. I am Mary Sensing, and Kara Cruz and I are super excited to kick off the 76th annual Spaghetti Supper. Spaghetti Supper is like everything else in 2020. It is a little bit different. We have gone ticketless this year, and you're only required to sell 5 tickets. But don't let that stop you from selling lots more. We have great prizes to incentivize selling quickly and selling lots. We have a website this year and you all should check your inboxes after assembly. There should be an email that will lay all this out and be super explanatory. Any information you would possibly need to know is on that website. There's a student section specifically for you all. We are developing a prizes page, so that is coming soon. And next week, all boys who sell their 5 required tickets by assembly next week will be entered in a drawing for a $25 Edley's gift card. We will draw 3 names from each grade. So there will be 18 lucky winners. Be sure to sell your tickets early. All boys who sell 15 or more tickets by next week and will be entered in a drawing for a pair of Apple AirPod Pros. And so 1 student from junior school and 1 student from high school will be eligible for that if you sell 15 tickets. Kara is going to show you this year's homecoming t-shirt.
Thank you, Mary. First of all, we'd like to thank Ms. Hollyfield and Ms. Swicka Brockman for facilitating working with Ramsey Cole, who designed the t-shirt this year. We're so proud of it. Can't wait to show it to you. And they're on sale at MBASpaghettiSupper.com right now. And Ramsey, if you'll see us afterwards, we have a little thank you for you. We appreciate your help.
Thank you.
So let me reinforce to sell those 5 tickets by next week. I'm sure you all remember that in the past we've had people sell 10. We decided this was a year to make some changes, and I hope that you'll see that as an easy way for you to feel like you're helping the school and not such a burden to try to sell a lot of tickets. Secondly, I wanted to remind you that Second Harvest will go on as it normally does. In fact, we have a speaker next week from Second Harvest, so please help us out by finding ways to create many donations and for us to help the people in the Nashville area. And lastly, I'd like to thank you, Ramsey, for your work on that t-shirt. They showed it to me proudly this morning, and they were saying that they had given the maintenance department a glimpse of it, and they said that was the best one ever that we've done. So thanks again, Ramsey, for what you've done. And our last part of assembly today, McConaughey is going to come up and introduce Frankenstein for us. So please join me in welcoming McConaughey.
We're pleased to present a scene from our production of Frankenstein for you today. The show begins Thursday night at 6:30 and continues Friday at 4, Saturday at 7, and Sunday at 2. You may see it for free in the theater or stream it live using the links on the MBA website. The scene you are about to see is from the middle of the play. Victor Frankenstein confronts the creature on Mont Blanc after his brother William's death. They debate parental responsibility, medical ethics, and the need for companionship. The creature also tries to convince Victor to make him a wife. Victor Frankenstein is played by C.H. Henry and the creature by Thomas Peterson. We hope to see you at the show later this week.
You dare approach me now, you inhuman devil? After all the suffering you've caused? Why now?
Now I have your attention, Father.
Don't call me that, you monster. I should kill you right now!
Ah, yes, I remember. You seem to have a cavalier regard for life.
How dare you? A regard for life? What about those 2 innocents you murdered?
Not innocent. The girl had the boys locked.
How did she get it?
I left it in her room while she rested.
You bastard!
True? I am illegitimate.
Stop it!
No game! I come to show you your duty.
My duty is to destroy you.
Only what society? Pen.
There's no man alive who would choose to associate with you.
Not man! Woman.
A female? You're mad.
Not mad. I'm lonely. Every creature has a mate. Every bird in the sky. Even you are to be married. Why am I denied the comforts you allow yourself? Is it really so hard to understand? Am I really so foreign?
I provided the spark that started your heart and electrified your brain. I have no idea what goes on in your mind.
You should be proud of me. My mind works well.
Yes, but you're imperfect.
Like you.
You're a failure.
Like you. You failed to see your duty. You owe.
I owe you nothing.
You owe me everything. You made me live, but you owe me a life. Make me a companion to share my misery with, or I will share my wretchedness with you. You cannot kill me. I will not leave. What is your choice?
What exactly do you want?
A wife.
I will not make the same mistake twice.
This is your chance to make your experiment a success!
There's too much risk. I made the wrong choice before.
I am the consequence we both must live with. You can return to your world, but I cannot. I am my world.
It's too dangerous.
Why? Why does your kind fear me?
Because you're different. Unknown.
But why is knowledge painful?
People are afraid of what they don't understand.
Thank you.
For what?
This lesson.
You're welcome.
This is all I want. Companionship.
You do think, don't you?
Yes. I need a female that thinks like me.
It seems I have no choice.
Thank you. I will be true to my word. How long will it take?
Several months. I will need to send for my books and find the necessary parts.
Can I help?
Absolutely not. You must stay away. If you come anywhere near my house, if my fiancé so much as smells you, you will live the rest of your life as a solitary outcast.
Thank you, Father.
Don't call me that.
Thank you, Monsieur Frankenstein.
When I am done, I will climb this hill again to you.
I will watch for you.
Don't come near my house.
You'll never know I'm around. Go! Get started!
Thank you, McConico, for introducing the scene. And just to remind everybody that the play will be on Thursday night, 6:30, I believe, Friday afternoon at 4, I believe, Saturday at 7, I believe, and Sunday afternoon at 2. And the seats are limited, and we'll try to have some more explanations, I guess, maybe in the announcements the next day or two, Dr. Fuller, so that you can understand, what the capacity for the theater will be for the performances. And speaking about performances, C.H. and Thomas did a terrific job. And it's fascinating, isn't it, to think about how literature can provoke such interesting ideas. I mean, if you think about a line like the one, I guess, Thomas said, I guess it was Thomas, or maybe it was Dr. Frankenstein, people are afraid of what they don't understand. And then connect that to what Mr. Swett was saying earlier. We choose books like this one because they offer a window to a lot of good ideas. It's connected to the theme of wellness, for example, this year. So think about Frankenstein this week and some more as we move into the year. Thanks again for everyone's participation today. Next week, we will have, as I already mentioned, the second harvest speaker, and we will have some more music. And if you have some other ideas for assemblies, I'm definitely open to hearing from you. And finally, remember what I've said about normalcy and kind of continuing to make sure that we do the right things together to make things as normal as possible and to keep school going in the best ways. Everyone in the theater, just wait a few minutes and we'll leave after that. And I appreciate your attention today. Thank you.